Hello class, today we're going to start reading the book Number the Stars by Lois Lowry. Before we begin reading the book, I'd like you guys to take out the handout that I had passed out at the beginning of class. Using the picture that you can see before you, the title of the book, and the author, I'd like to have you make some educated guesses on what you think this book could be about. There are 10 different items that need to be filled out. Setting, location, time period, main character, other characters, important symbols, main events, theme, type of book, and other ideas. I'll give you a few minutes to fill these out, and then you'll discuss with a partner what you wrote down. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just listen to what I had put down as some examples. Number 1, the setting. I said in the woods, based off of the trees that I saw on the cover. Location. Well, what woods? Well, maybe the Appalachian woods, because I know that's an area that's near us. 3, present day. 4, well, looking at the cover of the book, I can see that we are underneath the trees, so maybe it's an owl that is the main character. 5, other characters might be the woodland creatures that are with the owl. 6, for important symbols, well, considering that there's a lot of stars on the cover of the book, I'm going to put stars down. 7, what are some of the main events? Well, I have to guess about that, but I'm going to say that the main character will try to understand the stars. 8, a theme of the book. I know that this is a theme that we've been talking about in class recently, so I put coming of age story. For 9, the type of book, I put a storybook. And for 10, with other ideas, maybe, since my main character is an owl, maybe humans will come to the forest. These are just some educated guesses that I made based off the cover. Now, I would like you to turn to a partner and each of you tell each other what your educated guesses were based off of what you can see. Okay, great. I had some really great educated guesses out there. Now, based off of what is inside the story, we will now look at some images and we will try to determine more about the book. While you're watching the images, fill out the second column, and if you don't have time to finish everything, we will have time at the end to make sure your column is filled out. Alright, ready? Let's begin. This picture is a picture of Europe. This picture is of a corner store. Now I know that you guys are detectives and you can figure this out. Looking at the picture, what you might be able to tell about the time period from this picture? Here we can see that there are fighter planes flying above the sky. This picture is showing 2 different flags. The first flag is a flag of Denmark, and I would wonder what that second flag is. Maybe this could help you understand some important events or important symbols. This picture depicts troops marching down the street. In this picture, we see a bunch of boys dressed up in uniforms and looking at someone. These uniforms kind of look like Boy Scout uniforms, so maybe this is a type of Boy Scouts. But in the back, you can also see some of the members have military hats on, so maybe this is part of a military group. This might be able to, for other ideas, you can write down some of those ideas that you have. This picture, you see a little girl stopped by two Nazi soldiers. The word courage is written into a stone. This picture shows a Star of David patch that Jews had to wear for identification purposes. This picture shows a fairy tale book titled Once Upon a Time, which would include various fairy tales that a child could read. This is a handkerchief. A seashell. This can tell us a little bit about the location of our story, because seashells would be found in coastal regions and not in the inland part of Europe. This picture shows a family gathered around a coffin inside of a living room. In the background is a Nazi soldier. Also, look around this picture for clues about where the setting might be. This picture is of a fisherman's boat. Okay, class, now that we have looked at our picture clues, this is the actual cover of the book Number the Stars. Now that you have been able to get a little bit more of a glimpse at what this book is about, finish filling in your second column, and when you're done, turn to a partner and you guys can talk about which is the setting, the location, the time period, main character, other characters, important symbols, main events, theme, type of book, or other ideas that you have about this book. When you're done, flip your paper over and I know that you're ready. Alright, I know that you're ready when I can see this paper face up on your desk. You and your partner, using this graphic organizer, will be able to fill out each square based off of the evidence that you found from the pictures using the PhotoStory. Please fill this out in pencil because later, when we're done reading the book, we'll be able to fill out each square with more information that we find as we read. You may want to edit and correct and modify each square as we are reading the book, so please remember to use pencil. Alright, when you are ready, you and your partner may begin filling in your squares.